Good morning. Today is Thursday, February 17th. Welcome back to yet another beautiful installation of refitting at Scenic Riverside. But look behind me. What is this I have added to my boat? This is the boss. This surprisingly straight angle will allow me to attach any sort of swim platform that I want to the back here. And that's it. It'll be completely supported, distributing the weight, nice bunch of hinges on there. I'm looking forward to it. I just completed this last night into the dark. It was a little bit of a pain. But yeah, so essentially this is, I think, six planks technically at the ends, and then 2 planks in the middle of 1x4 red oak plank, which translates actually to 3 3/4 by 3/4 of an inch, whatever. I'm getting kind of tired of the lumber industry right about now. Anyway, so there's not really too much for me to say here that the video won't cover. I need to re-sculpt these, so I will use something to give me my hole, but then I'm going to fill this back in. Same over here. The thing that you're probably all noticing is, Daniel, the scuppers are not lined up. And you're right, they're not. They weren't lined up when the boat was built. And that was immediately apparent to me as I built this. Now this is just a quick weekly update. I do a more in-depth video on my Patreon page, so I'm not going to talk too much more about this. I'm going to kind of go over each project a little bit quicker. But basically the short version is when I put the swim platform on, which is effectively a 2-foot by 6-foot, that is perfectly lined up with the top, which is where I want it to be, which is where I'll be using it the most. You know, when I go to put it down and pick it up, things like that. But these scuppers are not nearly level. This one is far lower, this one is far higher, this one also cocks out this way, this one kind of goes more straight back. It was pretty difficult. My good buddy Greg was able to help me, which I am very thankful for. Thank you, Greg. While my buddy Greg was helping me do the first rough draft and put everything but that last plank on, I still do quite a bit more after, but while he was helping me out with that, I was able to work on my buddy's van. So I'll cut in some of the footage about the van right about now. Working on Derek's van was fun while having Greg here, so that way he could focus on the boat and I could focus on helping Derek. That day, I worked on getting the ventilation into the roof. Meanwhile, Derek worked on doing the interior panels. So we got quite a bit done on both adventure mobiles that day. But coming back here to the boat, so now that I've got that up, I've made the executive decision to go with Swim Platform 3.0. Now, Swim Platform 2.0 is right here. Still every bit as good as it's been before. I just decided that I don't need this shape anymore. I don't want to have quite this here. I've gone back and forth, and I'm going to talk about it more in my Patreon video, how I actually plan on building the next one and what I'm going to be going with and the different components, but just want to breeze through some of the sections here. So let's head back up into the cockpit, which is very messy right now. I miss having an organized boat. This right here will be Swim Platform 2.0. I'm using U-bolts this time. It's a little bit longer than 6 foot, but I'm keeping the 2-foot width, and that's particularly so it doesn't come up from the bottom there. The back of the boat will be flush as you go back, so you can just drape your feet over it, your legs over it, and it'll be great. Yeah, I'll go into this in more detail. Moving along, I'm very happy to announce I finally finished my glass work up here. This just needs to be scuffed and painted. That's it. I'm very happy with the way it turned out. This side turned out better on the other side, but here's not bad either, but very happy with this. Now, painting it will be my next thing, and I need to pick a way to give grip to the deck paint. So I did two different styles. This one I painted, and then I quickly just shook some of the grip over it, and it's super grippy. I'm starting to wonder if I got used to a boat with no grip on it, and this just feels like sandpaper to me now. It's like too much grip. So I'm still working out. I'm using a fine grit there. No clue what else I could really be doing, but that's all done. And then here you can see where the halyards will go through, and I've already lined them up, so they're already already good to go. I thickened a little bit just in front of them to give them a little bit more of a runway, but that's it. You can imagine how little water now, when a wave does come, is actually gonna be able to make it through there. And then everything else being completely watertight. Now the other side has the main sheet, so I had to get a little special on that side. I still need to do a little bit to clean up the edges here, but this is pretty much done as well, and this one's super, yeah, I can't move that at all. Both of these I can put my heel onto though and jump up and down. So I know they're solid. On this side, I mixed the grit with the paint. So that's my test there, is to see which one I prefer. I prefer mixing it, honestly. As I'm feeling it right now, I'm like, yeah, I would much rather have this, but I'll have to figure that all out later. Moving on to the next project. My friend Kelly has been coming by and we are finishing up the Dodger here. It's been really tough just because this hasn't been lining up. This was the solution, a Keter rope, and you see it worked out pretty darn good. I really, really like this. She's gonna come back later on today and just finish this last section. And here is her clip punch. This actually will punch these through pretty much anything. Oh, speak of the devil. Here is the fine skid resistant adhesive. This is basically sand, a really, really nice white sand. I'll show you guys what it looks like inside. That's it. Other than that, yeah, once I get done, when she gets done with this, or whenever I get a chance, I'm gonna probably pull up this Dodger, kick these panels out, clean it up a bit, and then I need to cut this. That's been a bit of a looming project. I'm a little bit afraid to, but I have the cardboard right there, so I can lay the plexi down, put each piece over it, cut exactly to shape, and that's it. Then I'm done. That's pretty much it. That's a quick wrap up of this video. I want to say a very special thanks though to all of my patrons that are helping to support me. I really appreciate you guys. Alexander, Evan, Roland, Dustin, Jeff, Todd, and Renee. Thank you guys so much for supporting me. I really appreciate it. Like I've said before, if you guys want to see a more in-depth and more personal videos, I put them onto my Patreon so I can show you guys what's really going on here and the work I go through. As well as I put out early access content, so they've already seen like the kite trip video, which somebody flagged me for monetization rights, so I get to battle them for that later. That'll be fun. No big deal, it's just part of it. Anyway, thanks for tuning in guys, and I'll see you next week.